Alright guys, welcome back to the Football Manager 2018 Hearts Career Mode. This is episode 26 and it is going to be a season review. And what a season it was. Not only did we finish second in the league, we also won the Scottish Cup. We condemned Dundee to a 4-0 hammering in the final. And Dundee, by the way, also got relegated. So not a good week for them. They lost the Scottish Cup final and then they lost a Dundee derby in the relegation playoff. So sucks for Dundee, but it doesn't suck for us. We had a good season. Hopefully we can move on and build on this and have an even better season next year. But before we get to next year, I thought we'd do a quick, in-depth review of what exactly went down and where was the major positives for us. So let's get into that. First of all, there you can see the league, second place, and not only did we get second place, we finished second place by quite a big margin, 8 points in front of Rangers, and then obviously behind them you'd Aberdeen trailing a massive 22 points. It was kind of weird because Aberdeen were kind of in the running for second place until the last third of the season, and then their form went to shit, and I don't quite know what happened, but they just couldn't keep up with the pace. It could have been due to Derek McInn's leaving. He did join Rangers, so maybe Aberdeen need to get a better manager. They did bring in Craig Levein, Mr. 460, and it didn't work out too well for them, so I think it'll be interesting to see if Craig Levein keeps his job going into next season. But for us, man, great, second place, and you can see we also inflicted 2 defeats against Celtic. Celtic only lost 4 games, and half of those games were against us, so I mean overall a great season, 75 points total. Can we sustain that? Can we do that again next season? It's going to be very difficult, but I hope so, guys. I really hope we can do it. Why not? Let's be positive here. As for the Scottish Cup, we won that, no problemo. Beating Dundee 4-0 in the final. Easy final for us. I was expecting a tougher game, but just didn't happen. And you see semi-final, a good win against Rangers to get there. Quarterfinals, who did we beat there? We beat Hibernian. Oh yeah, I remember that. What a classic game it was. So, see, we beat Hibernian and Rangers on our way to win the Scottish Cup. That's what makes it so much sweeter. It's not as if we got a lucky draw, or we only played Diddy teams to get to the final. I mean, we won an Edinburgh derby and we beat Rangers. So, you know what? I can't really complain too much about that. Second in the league and a great cup win. It was a fantastic season. It really was. Alright, so here's some stats regarding our players for the season, and some of these are pretty surprising. So you can see goals from shot attempts. We had 791 shots, and that ended up getting us a return of 108 goals, which is not bad, 14%. I guess that's alright. Best player was Aaron Hughes at 40%. He only had 5 shots the entire season, but he scored 2 of them. So I mean that's good, you can't complain with that. Obviously, probably our strikers will be shooting more, so their conversion rate might not be as good. But I mean, 40% for Aaron Hughes, great stuff. Worst player was Christian Nowak, 39 shots, just a 1 goal. That comes back at 3%. Shots on target, 791 shots. We had 327 on target, so there you go, a 41% of our shots were on target, which is not bad. And Christophe Berra leads the way with that. 17 shots he had and 11 on target, so 65% for Christophe Berra, very good. Worst player, joint on 2, 2 out of 12 is not too good. Penalties scored, 88%, not too bad. We had 17, we only missed 2. Kel Lafferty had 11, he took 13, missed 2, scored 11. But Ingo Ismail Kincalves there was the best player. He had 4 penalties. He converted 4 penalties, and maybe he should be on penalty duties. But then again, perhaps if he took 13, he would have missed a couple. So, it's hard to say. Last player to score for us was Ismail Kincalves, 24 minutes ago. And worst player is Arnold Schumann. Man, he's almost 2,000 minutes before Schumann got a goal. In terms of passes, succeeded from attempted. Arnold Schumann running away with that one, 87% of his pass rate success. Worst player was Christophe Berra, so Berra looks like he's going to have to work on his passing. Mistakes leading to a goal, which is pretty good. Arnold Shahum, again, none of his mistakes led to a goal, which is alright. And John McLaughlin was the most, but again, if a keeper makes mistakes, more often than not, it's going to lead to a goal. So can't really hold that against Big John McLaughlin too badly. Aerial challenges won. Christophe Berra was dominant there. Manuel Milinkovic was the least best player in that department, but due to his physical stature, he is a winger. We're not playing him to win challenges. We're playing him to, create chances, score goals, stuff like that. Crosses succeeded again. The best player there was Shahum. You can see Shahum here seems to be the best player in quite a lot of these categories. Worst player was Harry Cochrane. Discipline, Aaron Hughes, 91% of his tackles he won, which is great. Fantastic, actually. Concalves was the worst. Fouls made, John McLaughlin never made a foul, which is really good. Never even gave a penalty away or nothing, so good stuff there. And you can see Christian Nowak was the worst in terms of giving away fouls, but he is playing in that CDM role, so again, you'd probably expect him to give away the most fouls. Yellow cards, Suter only got 1 yellow card in 45 games. For a guy that's naturally playing most of his games either as a centre-back or a CDM, that's great to only pick up 1 yellow card. And then Ashley Smith-Brown getting 8 out of 46. Red cards, Ashley Smith-Brown played 46 games, didn't get any. And Christophe Berra got 1 red card out of 40. So I think Christophe Berra was probably the only player who actually got sent off this season. Clean sheets, John McLaughlin was our best there, 36%, 10 clean sheets out of 28 games. And Jack Hamilton had 6 out of 20. Overall though, 33% clean sheets, so 16 out of 49. I don't think that's too bad. We went a third of our games without conceding a goal. I'm happy enough with that. And goals conceded, John McLaughlin was the best, 1.29, and Hamilton was 1.3. So more or less identical there. Not a lot between the keepers. And should be tasty next season. John McLaughlin, Jack Hamilton, both will be going for number 1 spot. Not quite sure who I'm going to give it to yet, but maybe one of them can impress me more than the other in pre-season. We'll have a look at the team of the season, which I found was pretty interesting, with 3 players in it, but the outfield was totally dominated by us and Celtic. No other players getting in it, and the only player that wasn't from the top 2 teams was the goalkeeper, which was West Fotheringham. So we'll go over the team. It was Rangers, West Fotheringham, Celtic's Lustig and Suminovic, and then obviously Hearts' Berra and Ashley Smith-Brown rounding up the top 4. The midfield 4 were complete. Celtic, it was Sinclair, Brown, McGregor and Paddy Roberts, and up front it's a combination of Celtic's Lee Griffiths and Hearts' Kyle Lafferty. So I mean, there you go, very impressive there. Celtic getting 7 players in the team, 3 from us and only 1 from Rangers. Kyle Lafferty though did get the most goals, so it's another achievement that we're taking away from the season, winning the top goal scorer award. 28 appearances, 25 goals, 2 assists, average rating of 7.36. Craig Curran there was the player next closest to him in second, 22 goals, and then Adam Rooney had 20 goals, and he was in third. And while we're on the inbox section, I think I'll go ahead and reveal some more good news. Manuel Milinkovic and Nathan Broadhead, I have managed to get these players back with us next season. They were on loan this year, but I've managed to renew the contracts, and we're going to have them for another year, which is absolutely fantastic. And I'm looking forward to that. Manuel Milinkovic 24, Nathan Broadhead 20, and we're going to get them back in the squad. Both of them were pretty pivotal for us this season. They sort of play in the same position on the left, so I mean, arguably, yeah, they will be going up against each other, but it's great to have 2 quality players to choose from, and that's what we have with those 2. So yeah, get them back on loan. Looking forward to them being back in the team. And yeah, man, Nathan Broadhead and Hearts Milinkovic are both Hearts players for next season. Now we're going to look at the awards for the Ladbrokes Premiership 2017-2018 season. FW Player of the Year award goes to Scott Sinclair in first place. He had a very good season. 32 appearances, 11 goals, 14 assists, and an average rating of 7.64. Callum McGregor was in second, and Paddy Roberts was in third, so you can see Celtic rounding up the top 3. Dominant season for Celtic, so I would expect to see majority of their players in the awards. Goal of the month, we're not really interested in that, we're looking at more at seasons here. So goal of the season goes to Callum McGregor against Motherwell. The second best again goes to Callum McGregor against Motherwell. So that is mental. Actually sounds like the same bloody goal here, doesn't it? Yeah. 25 metres out both of them, that's very strange. I mean, did they score 2 identical goals in the same game? Perhaps. And then Graham Dorrans in 3rd place. Player of the year. Again, went to Scott Sinclair. No surprise there, he had a very good season. Probably is the best player in the league. Team of the year, we've already covered. Pretty much dominated by Celtic players, obviously, with 3 of ours and West Foderingham. Top goal scorer, as you know, was Kel Lafferty. Writers Young Player of the Year goes to Paddy Roberts. Young Player of the Year again goes to Paddy Roberts. And now we're going to have a quick look at some of the team stats overall for the season. You can see most goals, Celtic easily by far the most. 101 goals in their 38 games. We were second with 78, Rangers third with 73. And then you can see such a substantial drop off down to Partick Thistle with 56, and then further down you can see teams just struggling to score goals. Aberdeen, not even in the top 8, and that is no surprise that it's not a coincidence that Craig Levein took over and then Aberdeen couldn't score goals. So yeah, Craig Levein, the guy has a cancer, get him out of your club, or you could be facing relegation next season. Look at games without winning. Aberdeen haven't won in 7 games. So it kind of just shows there how their form towards the end of the season is just completely derailed. And they'll need to do something quick if they're going to have any chance of competing, for European spots next season. Anyway, best at hitting the target was Rangers, 44%. So it's good for them. You see Celtic, maybe surprised to see them that low down in 8th. You'd have thought with their the quality of players they have, they'd be hitting the target more often, but perhaps not. Most crosses completed, that goes to Celtic with 14%. They were actually joint with 5 other teams, but I think due to Celtic actually getting more cross attempts, that's why they are top of that. Most headers completed was Motherwell. So it just goes to show they perhaps have a big physical squad, which is always good. Most passes completed Celtic, 79%. We were in second with 76%. I'd like us to work on that going into next season, but again, Celtic, they're just hard to catch in most of these statistics, man. They're going to be, heading above miles ahead above everyone else. So what can you do? Best average possession, we just get this over Celtic, 54.68%, almost 1 full percent above them. And yeah, we like to hold on to the ball. I like to control the games, and it goes to show with that percentage. Most fouls made was Dundee. Didn't help them though, as they got relegated, so goodbye Dundee. Most tackles won was Ross County, 81%. Most clean sheets went to Celtic with 25. I mean, that's fucking fantastic. They only conceded in 13 games, that's great stuff, man. Absolutely mental. And then least conceded, obviously it was Celtic with 21 goals. Aberdeen in second. Again, the Craig Levein effect, very defensive. Might not concede many goals, but he doesn't score many either, so it's not really working out for him. And we were down in 5th with this one, 57 goals conceded. Perhaps next season we'll try and work a bit on our defence and stop that from happening in the future. And finally, we'll have a quick look at some of the individual player performances. So top goal scorer, as we know, went to Kel Lafferty with 25. Craig Curran and Adam Rooney were second and third respectively. Lee Griffiths coming in 4th place with 19 goals. You can see Graham Cummins there, Stephen Lawless, Ismail, Paddy Roberts. No Rangers players in the top 8. Surprising. Best at hitting the target was Faisal El Bakatoui from Dundee, 59%. Shot percentage on target. Josh Windass also had that as well, but it goes to El Baki. He wins it for some reason, probably maybe due to less appearances. Most key passes was Scott Sinclair, 66, just beating out Jamie Walker with 64, but you can see Jamie Walker there in second place, very happy with that. Most assists went to Stephen Lawless, he got 15, one more than just Scott Sinclair, and then we had Josh Windass and Jamie Walker, both joint on 3rd place with 11 each. Most dribbles made went to Josh Windass, 4.52 dribbles a game. I thought he had a really good season, and it's reflecting here in the stats. Most distance travelled was Stephen Hamill, 14.56, and a Motherwell player, Richard Tate, in second as well. So Motherwell players looked like they did have to travel the distance over the pitch. Stephen Hamill again with the most tackles, 5.89. Looks like Stephen Hamill had a very good season. Most key tackles went to Hearts player John Suter. Christoph Berra also in second with 44. So looks like we were very good at tackling, albeit we conceded a lot more goals than I would have liked. We seem to be doing well with our tackles, so that's one thing. Most clean sheets was Joe Lewis. He got 13, which is good. Celtic overall had far more clean sheets, but I think they've used a lot more goalkeepers over this course of the season. If you look at Frederick Ronaldo, 17 appearances, 12 clean sheets. That's some record. It's a lot better percentage than Joe Lewis, but Joe Lewis just gets it due to playing all the 38 games for Aberdeen. And the least conceded was Joe Lewis. I'm not sure why it's Joe Lewis when there was a minimum of 25 games played. That's why. So there you go. Joe Lewis is the... Well, he was joint with West Fotheringham. So yeah, there you go. Weathering and Joe Lewis both having a pretty good season. Average player rating, Scott Sinclair, Cal McGregor and Lee Griffiths, top 3. Stephen Lawless with the most man of the match of the seasons, 9. Craig Curran with 7, Lee Griffiths with 6. Most yellow cards went to Scott Brown, surprise, surprise. And red cards went to Ryan Jack, Scott Brown and Ross Draper, all joint on 2 again. What a surprise, man. Didn't expect that one. Fucking wink, wink. One last thing before we go. I've completed a few signings. I made these earlier in the season, but obviously they were set to finalise towards the end because I got them on free transfers, and we're going to go and have a quick look at them right now. So you see, going from our young guns really, got Tony Gallagher coming in, cost 200k, but I think he's got a lot of potential. He was good, really good in last year's game. Whether he's going to be good in this year's game, time will tell, but he's a good player, left back, 18 years old, loads of time to improve, and hopefully he will do that with us. Also bringing in Matthew Knox, Knoxy for Livingston, advanced playmaker, he'll be joining us soon. And a player that I believe I signed last year for my Hearts career mode, Jay Quintongo. Very good player, 28 years old, plays for Morton. He can play up front, he can play as a winger. I'll probably use him as a winger. And yeah, I'm looking forward to him joining too. So also tried to get Jordan Ross, it just didn't happen. I was willing to go with 750k, Rangers wanted 11 million. It was just never going to materialise, so that deal is gone. But yeah, Tony Gallagher, Matthew Knox and Jay Quintongo, 3 young, hungry players, talented, with loads of potential, joining us next season. And yeah, I'm delighted with that. We've still got 1.6 transfer budget remaining. We can do a lot of damage in the transfer window. And I think this season, I don't think catching Celtic is a realistic. I honestly don't. I think that's something that we need to try and build on over a couple of seasons and work our way up to trying to put in a realistic challenge. For this season, if we can just try and hold on to second place, I know it's going to be hard. I'm sure Rangers will splash the cash. Aberdeen can't do any worse. Well, unless they keep Craig Levein, then perhaps they can do a bit worse. But I would expect Aberdeen to be a lot better this season. Hibernian had a disastrous season last year. Surely they're bound to get better. So we're going to have to improve, I think, if we're going to keep second place. And I'm hoping we can do that. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I'm going to go and take a holiday. I'm going to go skip 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and then next time out we'll be back with the pre-season. We'll see who we got in Europa League. We'll see if we've made any new signings. And we'll see what the 2018 to 2019 season is looking like, guys. But for 2017 to 2018, it was very good. Scottish Cup win, second in the league. Doesn't get much better than that, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all your comments and subscriptions and views. And let me know down below, is there anybody you want me to try and sign next season? Where do you think we're going to come? And yeah, if there's anything you want to let me know about this series, just let me know. I appreciate it. Till next time. Peace.